never be a memory.
And what's going on, Read My Lips people? We are back. And just like that, the script has flipped. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Yang is surging. This is pretty boss. This is some boss stuff that's going on right now. I literally just dropped a video yesterday, which I know it's the algorithm. It's the YouTube algorithm. I guarantee it. It's got 66% less views than what I usually get. So this is the video. It's on the screen somewhere. There's a card above. Please check out that video. I was talking about how Yang needs our help. I won't go into too much detail about it, but please click that video and check it out. And I guarantee it's the YouTube algorithm because it didn't even get a quarter of the views it usually gets. But I digress. Some of what I was talking about was the campaign was having, issues trying to hit its goals. And, I've talked to people and they said, we had 48 hours to kind of, hit that goal, which was like truly an aggressive goal. Like it was nitty gritty goal as opposed to like a week, which it definitely would have been hit within a week. I know the campaign extended the goal to 72 hours or something like that. And so I could tell some of Yang Gang were a little downtrodden. I could tell. And again, in that video I said, January, February are the recovery months. During the end of the year in 2019, people are pouring their money not only into the campaigns that they are vying for, but into holiday stuff and just life overall. And, January, February is a recovery month. Even in retail, if you ever worked in retail, January, February is called like the return months. That's when everybody's doing returns and exchanges. You don't really make any money during those 2 months. It's the recovery month. So I know people were sweating a bit, and again, in that video, you might not even have to watch the damn video. I'm telling you everything I have in the video, but no, check it out. I said, look, you don't give up hope. Don't give up. Keep fighting. Something's bound to happen. And then not even 24 hours later, Yang surging. So what is this surge that I'm talking about? If you've been living under a rock and you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll explain it. So data released by Emerson polling Thursday showed a gain for Andrew Yang, placing him in 4th place. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, 4th place nationally. That's 8% nationally. He's at 8% nationally. This is an Emerson poll. This increase led to the hashtag Yang Surge becoming #1 trending on Twitter, which is amazing. If you can get something trending on Twitter, you're doing something right. Or you're doing something wrong. It's one of the two. You probably want to do the latter. And Yang, who was not on stage in the Democratic debate in January, has really been pursuing a grassroots campaign, and it's been really popular with the younger demographic. Which, it's interesting because on my channel, I get a lot of boomers. Like, they'll start off by saying, look, I'm 60-something years old, I'm 50 years old, and I'm for Yang. So, honestly, I've come across, a lot of people from the older generation that digs Yang, too. That's just anecdotal. But he's definitely, appealing to the younger demographic. And he has a huge internet following. And all over Twitter, Yang Gang is celebrating this surge. And we needed this because, news just came out that, Bernie's up by like a ridiculous amount of points in Iowa and stuff like that. And really what you've been hearing is Biden, Bernie, Biden, Bernie, Biden, Bernie. That's really what's been hammering home. Elizabeth Warren, jumped off a bridge. She ended her run. And, Buttigieg lost his way. So it really was looking like it was those two. And out of nowhere, with the RKO.
And burn. And look at Randy Orton slithering.
Watch out. RKO! Yang starts to surge. And it's and it's a beautiful thing. And now look, don't be fooled. Yang is pulling votes away from Sanders. That's where he's getting it from, which is a very interesting dynamic. And this is from the director of the Emerson college polling. He says Yang is taking away the support from Sanders. And I've said many times in many videos that Yang and Bernie shared the same pool, and that's where the voters would be going back and forth. So him taking supporters from Sanders doesn't surprise me at all. Now this isn't the time to get complacent and think it's in the bag, because I'm seeing people on Twitter saying we got it, it's in the bag, we got this, he will be our next president, and I feel like the chances of that happening are up there, but this is a fight. The Democratic primary is a fight. The general is going to be a breeze. It's the primary that's the fight. So I say keep going like you didn't even fucking see that he was at 8%. Keep going like you didn't even see that Andrew Yang was at 8%. Keep fucking grinding. He's gonna need every bit he can get. He's gonna need all the help he can get. And a Twitter follower by the name of Marianne Williamson said, Yang got 9% of the black vote with 8% of the overall vote. This shows that the black community is listening and liking what they're hearing. As more of the black community starts hearing about him, they realize that that's their guy. I half agree with you. I said this before in a separate video as well. And I've said this to people who asked me personally, and I'm just going to tell you. The black voters that Yang is going to pull are going to be the black voters that are supporting Sanders. Yang's not going to pull any of the black supporters that are supporting Biden. They are supporting Biden for an entirely different reason than African Americans that are supporting Sanders. The older demographic of black voters, which Biden has, it's completely Obama nostalgia. It's not anything substantive. If you sit down and ask them, like, so what policies drew you to Joe Biden, you're going to hear crickets. But the younger African American voters who are really tuned into what's going on, who are really listening to what's going on, that clung on to Bernie, you can peel away some of them. You can peel away some of those supporters. And that's who he needs to be focused on. And I'm going to drop a video this week telling you my detailed plan for Yang to peel away more African American voters. And hopefully he sees it. And, hopefully something comes from it. Or if African Americans are listening to that video in particular, they share it. And, it sort of creates a snowball effect. We'll see. So this is tremendous news. I was going to talk about, today also, Marianne Williamson came out and she is endorsing Andrew Yang, which doesn't surprise me at all. There was 4 people at one point that were sort of like, people were placing them in the same space. There was Williamson, Yang, Tulsi, and Sanders. So I knew she would endorse one of them. And being where we're at in this race, it doesn't surprise me that she endorsed Andrew Yang. So that's dope. I like Marianne Williamson. I liked her. What solidified me liking her was when she went on Dave Rubin's show and completely schooled Dave Rubin. He was just making shit up, and she was like, that's just not true. I love when a candidate can call shit out for what it is. All right? And I've always said Bernie's my number 2. And my biggest worry for Bernie is he's not going to call shit. You're apologizing to Joe Biden for talking about the truth. Okay? We can't have weak sauce shit like that. Period. Do you know who you're going up against? You're going up against Donald fucking Trump. Okay? Who will say any and everything. Right? He is a force to be reckoned with. If you're sitting there and you're thinking this is a breeze, you are wrong. Donald Trump is a force to be reckoned with. This motherfucker said I can shoot someone on Fifth Ave and they'd still vote for me, and he wasn't lying. So, when you have weak sauce shit like that, when you can't even call out weak sauce Joe Biden over his corruption and you apologize, that shit bothers me. All right, and stuff like that worries me. And you don't have that issue with Andrew Yang. I have no doubt in my mind Andrew Yang will call shit out for what it is, with a smile on his face, and then sip some tea after. It's just how I feel. Twitter is having the time of their life with this, as they should. And look, the significance of this. Yang is at 8% nationally. That's ahead of Pete Buttigieg. He's doubled Klobuchar. And he's on Warren's ass. I think Warren's at 13%. How many times do I have to come on here and say he overperforms? He's constantly overperforming. Constantly. He keeps overperforming. Every single time. Comes to donations, he overperforms. He shits on them. When it comes to the polls, he overperforms. He shits on them. When it comes to the debates, he overperforms. He shits on them. And this is with them. This is with the media. This is with the DNC. Not backing dude. Not backing him. So, kudos to Yang, man. This makes me happy. This made my night complete. It was a long day. I worked all day. I went to the gym for 2 hours. And, I already knew what I was going to work on tonight as far as, the channel goes. And I actually went on my Twitter to talk to Tully because I saw he had reached out. And it's just Yang Surge. Yang Surge, Yang Surge, Yang Surge, Yang Surge. So this is what I need to talk about. So this is dope. This is dope. Wouldn't it be insanity if you just see Yang and Warren just go and Yang just takes Warren? That'd be insanity. What would the establishment do? Oh, man, they'd be... Man, can you imagine if there's... And then, Warren's at 7-8%, and then Yang's at 13%. That'd be insanity. Completely plausible. It can happen. That would be insanity. And what are we? 11 days out from the caucuses now. From the Iowa caucuses, weird shit is hit the bricks. It is real right now. And it's been nonstop. Listen, what is that? Dave Chappelle. I'm pretty sure he has Nicolas Cage. As an endorsement, which you can't go fucking wrong with Nicolas Cage. Stephen Yeun. Look, who doesn't want universal basic income? I think a lot of this boils back to that. When you talk to people about that. What did Yang say? He said a universal basic income at this level would permanently grow the economy by 12.56 to 13.10%. Or about 2.5 trillion by 2025. Everybody's always harping on the economy. Here you have it. There you have it. And it would increase the labor force by 4.5 to 4.7 million people. So, when people are talking about the economy and what candidates are best for them, mention shit like that. You got to mention shit like that. I don't want to get too off subject. This was about the Yang Surge. And I just wanted to tell you guys to stay vigilant. I know this is a victory, and it's incredible news. And it's sort of reinvigorated a lot of people, because a lot of people I saw were down in the dumps, because we weren't hitting the goals that were set out. But this shit's not over. Not even close. What did Yang say? I'll stop when I win. So Also, again, watch the video I did yesterday if you guys haven't seen it. I know it's the YouTube algorithm. I know it. I reported a video. I reported a video. I dropped a video a couple weeks ago now about how YouTube is going to affect the algorithm for independent news. So if you haven't seen that, that's in the card above as well, actually. So check that out. So if you like what you see, if you like what you hear, please like, comment, subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. If you don't, let me know in the comment section why. I'm always down to talk about it. I have a Cash App, a PayPal, and a Venmo link in the description below. Please feel free to donate to the channel. Every bit helps. Hopefully I'll be talking to you guys soon. Have a good one. Peace.
Run free and dive into the sky. Hear the wind crying out its prayer. Why are we so ashamed to be alive?